Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ask Leah. Tonight, I'm talking about the difference between emotions, feelings, and moods. I talk about all three of these things in my workshop. They're all really important, and there's some crossover between them. The reason I speak about them in my workshops, particularly with leaders, is because if we are not aware of the way our emotions are impacting us, the way our feelings are causing us to behave, and the way our moods are showing up for the people around us, we can end up in a real funk or having a negative impact on other people and also damaging our own mental and physical health without even realizing it. The more aware you are of your emotions, feelings, and moods, the more you can do something about it. You can process them, you can work through them more effectively. But there are differences between the three things, and it is worth understanding those differences so that you know what you have more and less control over. Because here's the thing, emotions are physiological. They happen whether we want them to or not. They're often automatic. And they're linked to your body and your brain. And I'm just looking down at some of the pieces I wrote in my new book, Steer Through the Storm, around these differences. They occur automatically and instinctively, usually without conscious thought. And there are no good or bad emotions. They just are. They're data about what's going on for our body and our brain. So they give us a really important message, and some of our emotions, our more primary emotions, they're actually universal across cultures, and they serve a really important survival purpose. If we experience fear, our body gets a surge of adrenaline, our heart rate increases to give us that energy, our amygdala, the primitive part of our brain, puts us into fight, flight, or freeze mode, and that helps us escape the threat. Hugely valuable. But that emotion, like I said, happens whether you like it or not. Feelings are different. Feelings are how we experience the emotion, how the emotion makes us feel. And that is more subjective. That differs from person to person. One person can experience an emotion, and depending on their background and their history, feel it one way. Someone else can experience the same emotion and feel it a different way. An example of this is obstacle racing. Obstacle racing is something that I love, Tough Mudder, Spartan race. And I'm scared a lot of the time when I obstacle race. I'm scared when I get up to that obstacle, I get that real hit of fear. But in that context, when I'm doing it willingly, challenging myself mentally and physically, the feeling I apply to the emotion of fear is one of excitement. Let's do this, let's have a crack. Someone else might come up to the same obstacle, experience the emotion of fear and go, I'm in danger, I'm not doing this, I'm going to walk around this obstacle because the feeling that I'm experiencing is different and it means stop, don't go any further. Okay, so we have a bit more control over the feelings, even though depending on trauma backgrounds and things like that, there can be a very good reason why we feel a certain way when we experience an emotion. But with work, you can shift how you experience different emotions. You can take that data and give it a different story. Moods are different again. Our mood is more ongoing and less reactive to the situation and circumstance around us. So if you are grumpy and tired and feeling blur, regardless of what happens in your day, you might have what on any other day would be a great day. And if you're in a mood, you can stay in that mood unless you get aware of it and do something about it. Okay. So less reactive, you can get stuck in them. Not helpful. So that's a quick down and dirty difference on the difference between emotions, feelings, and moods. Again, be aware of how you're experiencing the world and how you're feeling. Don't suppress this stuff. That old school belief that no, emotions are weakness. We are emotion-driven beings, people. Okay? Humans are all driven by emotion. We all experience the emotion. It's what you do with it that's important. Suppressing it will often just see it blow up somewhere else. So be aware of all three of these things. Notice it, name it, and then you are better placed to process it. If you have a communication, leadership, people skills, soft skill question you would like answered, send it through and I will do my best to answer it for you next week. Cheers.